If you don't mind, can we jump ship real quick and switch gears? I don't
Switching
know
gears.
if you got a chance to see the last and most recent presidential debate. Did you
Yes.
see that?
Yes.
So, what's your thoughts on that exactly? It's a little scary watching it, to be honest with you. You know, especially most especially seeing current President Biden and his physical and mental state. It was really
I
hard to watch.
I I mean it's hard to watch for those who didn't already know what was obvious. I knew what was going on. I was fully aware, fully into that. I think for those who are shocked by this week's debate have
Mhm.
been completely oblivious to what's been going on.
Well, I'm one of those people because I wasn't
And
completely caught up on anything.
like it's like he's been in that slightly non-cognitive state for a long time.
It
And
wasn't
that
that as bad though.
yeah, it has been. It has been.
Really?
It's very easy to put someone on stage quickly, have them read a speech teleprompter, edit the videos for public viewing, and get
Mhm.
them off stage quickly. It's very easy to doctor up something like that.
Yeah,
But when it
that's
comes to
true.
a long, no bull, no BS podcast live stream debate that the whole world is watching, you
Right.
don't get a chance to hide. And
Right. Right.
that's what ended up happening. And now at this point the world gets to see.
So
So
everybody, all the panelists that I'm seeing thereafter was just really butchering him to a point where they might be lobbying to get him out already.
what are they gonna do about it though? Like what like
Exactly.
at this point, what are you gonna do?
He
Like
only has what, a year left? So
he has less than a year left, but
correct.
the way unfortunately the way that it works politically, standard operating procedure with how campaigns and how selectees and nominees work, he has to physically step down. He has to get on stage and
Hmm.
say that I'm withdrawing and that I will no longer be seeking re-election and that I am ending my term in January. He
Right.
has to physically get on stage, announce that defeat and withdrawal in order for the Democratic Party to step up and offer nominee to someone else.
Correct. Correct. Which I
So
think needs to be done already. Um, I don't know if another 4 years of what's been going on is going to be acceptable. It's been really tough for the citizens over here. The cost of living has been ridiculously rising every day, like no tomorrow. Um, Food, gas, everything. Work
right.
is slowly depreciating. It's going away more and more. Companies are all of a sudden starting to pack up again and going overseas. It's not working out anymore. So
Nope,
I
it's
don't
not.
know. I don't know if it's worth what they're doing still. You know.
I think that's going to end up coming down to, like I said, he has to make a decision.
Right. Right.
Nothing else can happen beyond him stepping down and physically saying, I quit and I can't.
Right.
And until that happens, everyone's shit out of luck, man.
Yeah. 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 That's true. The other
So
aspect of it is it seems like Kennedy is making a push all of a sudden. He is
I mean, he knew he was waiting.
right.
He's the problem is that a lot of people just aren't aware, and a name only gets you so far.
Correct.
So
Do you
he's got
think
to do.
that he's gonna hitch on the bandwagon here and like actually make it harder for everybody else?
I don't think him hitching on is going to make it any harder. I really don't. We all know that Libertarian Party votes have never amounted to more
Correct.
than what 8%
Yeah,
anyway.
if that,
So
if that.
so no one really cares. The only way it would actually work is if he followed in his predecessor's footsteps and switched from liberal or libertarian to Democratic,
Which is not
and
going to
then
happen.
it's not going to happen. So,
Yeah.
you know, I think I think just like the last couple of liberal candidates that we've had in the last 20 years, just let him try. Let him do his thing. What do we care?
Right. I
Let
mean,
it,
he's
let
got
him.
money to throw around. So,
Right.
so who do you think would be a good candidate that the Democratic Party should toss out there?
Um.
Should they even? I mean, they should definitely.
Okay, sure, but there's there. Let's see here. What I mean, who else do you have? Dean Phillips, who is funded by some of the worst people on earth, and he's never going to get anywhere with it. And below Dean Phillips, you don't really have anybody. You have a couple of congressmen, you have a couple of senators. None of them have the support that an overall country is going to take on. So, and then this dangerous farce that I keep hearing about, everyone stepping out of the way, Biden stepping down, and MB Michelle Obama, aka Michael Obama, coming into play is not going to happen either.
What the hell, Michael Obama? Really?
Oh, I fully support that that fanboy theory there. Fully support it. So it's not going to happen though.
What about so you being an expat and in the Philippines? Some may ask, don't you feel that it's your civic duty to be back home and try to be part of this, of what's going on?
No, because when you study the times and you study history, there's really not much that I'm going to be capable of doing unless I myself come in and start front running for my own campaign. And whether I'm, one man's not going to turn the tide. It's not like that Kevin Costner movie where it ends up being he's the one vote to change the world.
Yeah, that was a good movie though.
Yeah, that'll never happen in the world. The other downside is I'm fully in tune with the falling pandemic of lack of trust in our voting system.
Right.
And I'm one in millions who are completely losing our trust in the capability and strength or legitimacy or honesty or integrity of our voting system. I'm not going to get into the January 6th conversation, but Arizona, Georgia, Pennsylvania, they got some stuff they need to figure out. And I think one of the best farces in pop culture to compare what's happening with the voting system is Chris Rock's movie Head of State. You ever seen that? So
I did see that one.
Yeah, where the Mach brothers, aka the Teamsters, own the voting machines.
Right.
And they own the company that owns the voting machines. And come on, are you serious? I think they even did the same thing in the campaign with Zach Galifianakis and Will Ferrell. They literally portrayed the fact that the Democratic Party and Teamsters own the voting machines.
Right.
So Hollywood's sitting here telling you exactly what's going on, and nobody really realizes it. So if the votes don't count, if my vote's not going to get counted, and if one person sitting at home in New York or Pennsylvania can walk in, now we've seen this, it's a fact, we've seen it happen. One nursing home caretaker, not even a nurse, just a physical caretaker at a nursing home, took every single person's absentee ballot, filled it out herself, and then sent them all in what she thought was the right candidacy vote.
Right. That's just horrible. Yeah.
So when there's things like that occurring, what am I going to do? What am I going to change?
It's scary too. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who I'm going to vote for. At first I thought I did have somebody in mind already, but The last 6 months, I've like shit, man. I mean, the time is literally around the corner. Who am I gonna vote for? Who do I trust? You know?
Who would you
Eh,
like to see as who would you like to see as a Democratic candidate, and who would you like to see as the running mate for both sides? That's if you're really going to look into it, you know what I mean? Because
yeah,
VP
man.
matters.
Yeah, of course,
So
absolutely. But that's something that I don't even know. I can't answer that question right now. I don't know far back on all the candidates for the Democratic Party. To be honest, here there weren't much compared to the Republican Party this year to begin with, um, and just the whole idea of what's left, who's there right now, who if all of a sudden President Biden steps up on this big stage and makes the announcement, who are they gonna toss in out of nowhere? You know, are they all of
well,
a sudden gonna tap the shoulders of what was her name, Marianne Williamson, and say, "Hey, your turn"? I don't think so. you know,
no, it's not going to happen. It's
right,
not going to
right.
happen. And like I said before, there's no evidence that Biden is willing to end his campaign, and it would be nearly impossible for the Democrats to replace him unless he completely goes on stage, announces his
Right.
receding this or recessment, and steps back. And
Has there
until
been
he
any
does
other
that,
president that actually willingly stepped down?
no, not unless you count like what
I
happened
mean,
with Nixon
yeah,
and them, and
Watergate
like
thing. No, 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 no. That
right,
besides
right.
that, nobody really, right? I mean, why would you?
No, no,
Yeah.
because yeah, and I'll tell you this: as far as trust and overall trust, no one
Mm.
is going to give any faith or support to the VP. She's got no ground to stand on. She's got no grounds to run. So she's not even in the conversation. Even CNN said that it's not happening.
You're talking about Kamala? I mean,
Yeah.
Vice President Harris.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
The only person who's corrupt enough and in power and embezzled enough in corporate campaign financing flushing would
Right.
be someone like Gavin Newsom out of California
Ah.
or Pennsylvania Governor Shapiro. You know, I mean, just the
Right.
last name
Right.
alone, Shapiro, he's going to get the money.
Mm.
So, but then you look at it, who is Shapiro? Who is, Gavin Newsom, and what have they done for America? There's not
Right.
much
Right.
there. So,
It's just a scary thought that my options this year are Biden, Trump, and Kennedy. That's it.
well, go back and watch Idiocracy, and you'll see how much closer we are. So